People who don't like me don't stop my praise. The enemy is doing the absolute best he can to discourage you and to whip you to make you feel like you're not gonna make it to your next. Do I have a witness in here? Because you don't need to be around somebody that's intimidated about your future. You don't need to be sitting by somebody that's jealous of what God's getting ready to do. If you are discouraged that that yoke tonight has been broken, I come tonight with a prophetic declaration that there is nothing that shall be able to stop you from getting to the place that God has ordained for you to be. Whatever is standing before you, it has no power. Tell them you are unstoppable.
What's up, Unstoppable family? How is everybody doing tonight on this blessed Friday night? Alright, nobody can say we'll start late enough because we start extra early tonight. not really extra, but 2 minutes early. But what go on, family? Big up to the Facebook crew who is checking in. Big up to the YouTube crew who is here as usual. Alright, so what more I want to do right now, YouTube crew, click that thumbs up button for me, please and thanks. Alright, let's get the likes up. Just smash off the button and get the numbers rolling up, and also share out the program, please and thank you. Alright, so if you're on YouTube, share it over to Facebook, and if you're on Facebook, share it to every single group that you are in over there as well, and invite a guest over. Tell them, say, yo, come on over and come check out this program tonight over here called Unstoppable Live, because we have a very interesting topic tonight, you know, as you can see from the title. This one is very interesting, and you're going to want to hear what is going to be discussed over here tonight. Alright, so share out the program. If you share, let me know, say you share. Just jump in the comment section and tell me, say you share it. Like how me see Siobhan done share it over there on Facebook. Big up yourself, Siobhan. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Alright, who else share? Let me see. Let me see who else done share out the show. Life with Asina is checking in. Big up yourself. Much love to you as always. Alright. Let's see what go on. Alright, and Siobhan, a rocker supporter badge too, you know what you mean, Siobhan. That's what we are talking about. Big up yourself, Siobhan. Alright, Alyssa is here. People share out the show. We get 28 likes so far over there on YouTube. We can do better because we have way more than that over there. So let's get the likes up. Alright, Baby Faith, thank you so much for the share. May appreciate it. Now we have the topic where we are going to discuss tonight. But you don't know, as usual, we have to make sure so we pay the credit to the sponsor before we jump into the topic. Alright, so of course, you know tonight's show is brought to you by none other than Slam IPTV. Alright, for great, awesome TV services, you can reach out to Slam. We're talking about all the best TV channels where you want, where your heart can desire, you can get it from Slam. Alright, you tell them what you want and them give you. Alright, so the number is 647-858-4337. Now we're talking about thousands of channels. Alright, and also the latest movies can be found on this service right here. Alright, and believe me, a lot of the Unstoppable family members are already using this service and they all love it so far. Alright, so 647-858-4337 is the number. You can call them via WhatsApp or you can call them straight, and just make sure so when you call them, you ask them for the yearly package, because that is the best deal you could possibly get. Or you can pay monthly if I say you want to do it, but when I tell you say cheap. It's like all the price of gas costs more than this right here now, may I tell you. Alright, Delroy Stewart is in the building tonight. Big up yourself, Delroy. Go on. Alright, so Facebook, you done share. Who share out already? Yummy say me share. All right, Merville Mackey's in the building, says she share. Thank you so much, Merville. All right, Vina, go on. Now, the topic tonight. Let's take a look at what tonight's topic is. Tonight's topic says, I was deported back to Jamaica. It all started from a speeding ticket. Now, family, you know, said that one year now we are going to jump in and we are going to take a listen to what the general has to share. All right? Because the man there, Jamaica, you know, they already have him life overseas and everything. And then an incident go down cause the man feel land himself right back at Jamaica. So Bossy, what go on? Good night.
Yeah, good night. Yeah, appreciate this. You know, appreciate the, getting the opportunity to tell my story. Welcome you listeners, Facebook, YouTube. My name, Christopher Storer, Storer. I'm on Facebook also. And no, as I said, I'm really appreciate this opportunity. I just really want to tell my story, especially to Jamaican listeners, that listen this, not everybody who get deported is a criminal. I want them to get that straight from the get-go. Not everybody who get deported is a criminal. Things happen. And when you hear my story, you're going to see the injustice system of America. Notice I didn't say the justice, I say injustice system of America. And so right now I'm in Portmore, Jamaica. That's where I reside. And June 28, 2022, I'll be here 10 years exact. And boy, it's been a hell of a ride since I've been here in Jamaica. So I just want to tell my story so that even business owners, when they get an applicant and they see the person tell them that they get deported, don't write them off because you don't know what happened, why they get deported. And when you hear my story, and if you see my application that I get deported, why you're not going to give me a job? You're not even know my story. So that's why I want you to listen and take in this. So I went to America. My mama filed for me. My mama live in Atlanta, Georgia presently. She filed for her 6 kids. I'm the third. So I went to America April 3rd, 1993, age 19. Brought up in a Christian household, of course, before migrating to America. So I wasn't, you know, in the bad company and cursing and nothing like that. Of course, leaving my parents now and going to America to my mom, who is not a Christian, things gonna change, of course. And so I started to do things that I know I'm not supposed to do. Not criminal acts, of course, but, you know, my speech and, you know, association with women and all of that, eventually, you know. So anyways, so lived in New Orleans, Louisiana, very first 3 years. First taste of freedom away from my strict parents, which was my dad, my stepmom, and, you know, started off my working years at Burger King. My first job in America, may I tell you, brother. First job, $4.25. That's in 1993. And eventually, you know, I start work my way around, and I start running to the trouble with the law pretty early though, pretty early. And it's mostly traffic related because I love to speed. I'm telling you, I get a joy out of that. You know, like people smoke weed and that's their thing. But my thing is speeding to see if I'm gonna get scared, or I just enjoy it. I love the adrenaline. So I don't pay my tickets on time. My license gets suspended, but I still drive regardless. But eventually, it's going to catch up with you. And that's what happened to me exactly. So, of course, as I said, I get arrested, but it's nothing to get deported. It's just driving a suspended license. You just get arrested, spend like 8 hours in jail, you ban out, continue back with your life. Just pay your ticket whenever you can. So, through the years going on, then I moved to Kissimmee, Florida, 1997 to live with my uncle in Poinciana. Very lovely family, I'm telling you. Welcome arms. So to me, it was a new start for me compared to New Orleans. And then there the problem started again with the speeding and getting tickets. But of course, I'm learning the American system and, getting better jobs, branch off into PBX at hotels, answering phones, reservation sales, at Disney. I was living out by Lake Buena Vista, 535. I, eventually into overnight kitchen cleaning, and then my main skill now, I learned in America, food distribution and warehousing. That's my specialty right now. I work for the biggest companies in America: Cisco Foods, Publix Distribution, Winn-Dixie, Walmart, PSG, which is in Dover. That was my last job in America. And those jobs usually pay me $1,000 US, the least, per week. At Cisco Foods, I make $2,200 a week, to show you how good I was going. But the point is, though I'm making money, if you're not living a life that's pleasing to God, you're not going to spend the money wisely. So I want to encourage younger ones out there, especially when you're making money, think about tomorrow. Usually I make my money this week, I just blow it, because guess what? I know I'm going to get it by next Friday. I didn't have any guidance. My mama not strict. She have no say in my life. And my father, who I look up to, of course, he's in Jamaica. And of course, he called me now and then, in America, and said, Chris, why don't you return back to God? But I have things easy. The going back to God wasn't in my heart to do that at that particular time. Unfortunately for some people, something bad has to happen to you first before you return to God. If you're familiar with your Bible, there's a Bible story called the prodigal son. He started to eat with the pigs, and he find himself in some bad situation. And that's when he realized, wow, I got to go back home to my father. So pretty much, I am a prodigal son, And so when I hear, up to that point, before I get deported, let me go back. I got arrested January 26, 2011. But before that, up to that point, I was in America 17 years. All right? Before that, 17 years in America, I've never seen a gun. The only gun I've seen is either on a security guard or on a police officer, to show you number one, I don't love man. I don't talk to man on purpose. I don't want no man come suggest to me, let's go do badness. So me no deal with man. You understand? I heard deportee stories, right? Some deportees say they never knew that illegal gun was in the car, or the car was stolen, or stolen goods was in the car. From the get-go, that can never happen to me. You know why? Because I chose my associates wisely. And I always heard about this deportation thing. And if you check all deportees, most of the deportees who get deported, the bottom line that got them in trouble was what? Bad association. So I always watch my association. I work, I probably drink 2 to 3 beers per year. That's a probability, I drink very sociable. I not even know what it means to be tipsy. I've never been drunk, I say I'm not into bad association. But my thing in America, as I said, before I went to America, I was brought up in a Christian home. But once I touch America, instead of the Creator as being my God, I found 3 new gods. Woman, number 1. cars. I love cars. I love to rent different cars every week and live lavishly, gated community. That's the type of life I love. And my job, my whole confidence is in my job. Like once I got a good job, I have power. I can get women, I can change cars, and I never think about God almost the whole time before I get deported. So anyways, leading up to January 26, 2011, my downfall started before that, but unseen to the human eyes. So my downfall was like a domino effect. So you put up the dominoes to stand up, you push one, and then all the others fall over. So that's what happened to me. So it wasn't an immediate thing. So my downfall started February 12, 2009. And this happened on County Line Road in Lakeland, Florida. Just coming off work, going to Tampa to pick up a friend. When I said any other day, tell me I was speeding, but not that day, to show you how confident, brothers, I was to know I wasn't speeding. As a matter of fact, I was going probably like 20 or 25 miles an hour because I was texting and driving. And every text I text, I'm looking behind me to make sure no cars is behind me. However, just as I'm about to come off the regular road now to go on the highway, I just hear like a car speeding up. When I look, I see the blue lights. I'm like, what the hell? Because I know I wasn't speeding. So a certain Mr. Jeffrey Komaraski with the Florida Highway Patrol, Lakeland, Florida branch located on Massachusetts Drive. He come up to my car and the very first thing he said to me was, ain't you going a little fast? So I said, fast? So I said, show me the radar. He said, I didn't clock you by radar. So I said, how you clock me? He said, by pace, P-A-C-E. Listen, brother, I'm in America 17 years. I get about 20 to 30 speeding tickets. And this is the very first ticket in my life. A cop told me that he used a method called pace to clock me. Listen, man, I was so belligerent. That time, of course, my first language is English. My second language is cursing. So it's just bare F word to the cop. What the F is pace and that. Anyways, he claimed, remember guys, I'm at the front. He have to speed up to catch up with me. So let's say I'm going 45 miles an hour. He speed up, and just before he catch up with me, he look at his speedometer and he see 80 miles an hour. That doesn't mean I'm going 80 miles an hour. He have to slow down, else it would hit me in the back of my car. So he claimed that me and him going the same direction, so that means me and him going the same speed, which is totally rubbish. As I said, if he was at the front and let's say he was going 80 miles an hour and I passed him, that means I'm going, as the driver, I'm going more than 80 miles an hour. I wouldn't fight that ticket, but you came behind me. That doesn't mean me and you going the same speed limit. So anyways, as I said, I was overly belligerent. He even had to call for backup from the Polk County Sheriff Department. So some cop come and trying to calm me down and stuff like that. Anyways, I get the ticket, move on with my life. So I decided, so I'm going to court to fight the ticket. So they gave me July 20, 2009. So remember, I got the ticket February 12, 2009. It didn't affect me yet till July 20, 2009. And listeners, let me tell you this. It's not the price of the ticket. The ticket was $404. I make $1,000 a week. The price of the ticket was not the issue. It's the principle. Because it's not the first time a cop tell me that I'm speeding, you know. and I just pay the ticket. But I decide this time I'm not paying it. So I said, all right, even though I know America is very racist, 9 out of 10, when you go to traffic court, the judge gonna believe the cop any damn ways over you. But I just decided, let me try. Anything is possible. So anyways, went to court, July 22, 2009. I was at work, and I tell my job that, listen, I'm going to court to fight this ticket. I'll be right back. I was working at MBM Foods on Old Tampa Highway in Lakeland. So anyways, I went to court. In court, like the cop, he white. Then he started to lie, telling the judge he followed me a certain distance before he started to pace me. No, my question is this. Why didn't you start to use your radar from the get-go? That would have cut out the whole foolishness about estimating somebody's speed. You could have used your radar, but guess what? They use that pace method to make up a story to stop black people. So you see it. So anyways, in court, just as I expected, the judge said I must pay the fine. All right, pay the fine, no problem. Of course, I was angry about it. So we was on the 8th floor in the courthouse. This is in Bartow, Florida. 8th floor. So of course we're exiting the courthouse. So we have to exit on the 1st floor. So we have to wait for the elevator to come up, of course. So as soon as we exit the courtroom, I said to the cop, you lying effer. Use your imagination what that means. I said, you lying effer. He said, you want to take it outside? So we're still bickering as we await the elevator. Just talking about the case, bickering, verbally bickering. The elevator finally come up. We both get on the elevator. No other person was on the elevator. Just me and him, no witnesses. No, a lot of people might like, why did you get on the elevator with somebody who just lied on you? I don't know how to answer that question. I was just so mad. I just want to go home, and just leave. While on the elevator, we're still bickering. So I'm in one corner of the elevator, he's in one corner. We're still bickering. And then I said to him, one day you're going to run into the wrong F. Soon as I said that, he kicked my legs real hard and I fell on the ground. Couple years later, I Googled him and I found out that he have a black belt in karate. So, all right, he kicked my legs, I fell down. He got on top of me, but he wasn't hitting me. He was just holding me down. And he keeps saying, you come at me, you come at me. The elevator finally gets on the 1st floor. Who is on the 1st floor of a courthouse? A lot of cops. So to me, this is what he said. I just lie on you in court and I'm going to lie on you again. When the elevator door opened on the 1st floor, he started to shout, get on the ground, get on the ground. About 6 cops rushing the elevator on me in there. And then he put the handcuff on my hand. So the same cop people who I went to court to fight the ticket with turn around and arrest me for battery on a law enforcement officer and resisting officer without violence. All right? So that's what happened with my side of the story. Anyways, I spent the night in jail. I bond out the next morning. Then I get a copy of the police report about what he wrote. That's what happened. So I'm going to read it to you real quick. And just look at the injustice, my people. On July 20, 2009, I was in traffic court in Bartow on the 8th floor. The case was with Christopher Augustus Stora. Mr. Stora displayed a poor attitude toward the courts and to the judge during the trial. The case ended and I proceeded to exit the courtroom. I exited the courtroom and entered the elevator. Mr. Stora entered the elevator behind me. Mr. Stora stated as he walked onto the elevator, you are effing liar. You didn't stop me until the left lane. I stated to Mr. Stora, I just testified to that. Mr. Storer then raised his voice and stated, "You're a effing liar. Why didn't you clap me with radar, huh?" I answered Mr. Storer. Mr. Storer again stated, "You're a effing liar and you're going to meet the wrong F one day." Hear this now, hear this now, people. Hear this. Mr. Storer started stepping forward, pointing his finger at me. I felt threatened by Mr. Storer's aggressive behavior, and at that point, I took a defensive position. I advised Mr. Storer to back up and extended my arm toward him to limit any further advance. Mr. Storer pushed my hand away. I grabbed his arm and now said, "You're under arrest." Mr. Storer and I wrestled around in the elevator as it opened on the first floor. I continued to wrestle with Mr. Storer and advised him to get on the ground and stop resisting. Mr. Storer continued to struggle and I performed an outside leg sweep with the attempt to limit Mr. Storer's physical resistance and facilitate the installation of a restraint device. Mr. Storer and I landed on the ground with me on top. Mr. Storer continued to struggle with me and I stated, "Give me your hands." I put my leg into the closing elevator door until a deputy was able to get onto the elevator to assist me. The door then closed and the elevator started back up toward the 8th floor. Deputy Osaril put his taser into Mr. Storer's back and advised Mr. Storer if he does not comply, he'll get tased. Mr. Storer then gave me his hands and I was able to handcuff him. So tell me, crowd people, let me ask you this, brother. Who in their right mind would attempt to fight a police officer in all places inside of a courthouse? Can you win? Those guys got guns. You can't win, brother. Who in their right mind would do some stupid shit like that? Cause I'm saying. Anyways, notice what he said. I started stepping forward, pointing my finger at him. That means, let's say there was a camera on the elevator. The camera would show me walking towards Mr. Jeffrey Kamaraski, pointing my hands in his face. He would slap my hand out his face and then he would put up a hand that I said to resist. Get back, get back. But the point is, listeners, I was told there was no camera on the elevator. You see my position now? No witnesses, no camera. What am I going to do? Who is the judge going to believe? The white cop or a Jamaican immigrant? I weigh my options. I say, you know what? I can't go to trial because it's his word against mine and they're going to believe him over me anyways. So I decided to plead guilty to one of the charges. So I plead guilty to the resisting officer without violence. During the hearing, the judge who sentenced me, he said, "Your anger gonna send you to prison." That's what he said to me, you know. Your anger gonna send you to prison. But the point is, he's just going off by what Mr. Kamaraski wrote. He don't know the whole story. Because we don't have no witnesses, no camera. Anyways, I didn't have, despite I said multiple arrests throughout the years, I was never convicted. So immigration have never have a eye on me, and I always get good job despite having multiple arrests because there's not nothing that I wasn't convicted. I was just get arrested and charges dropped the next day. Even one of the arrests, let me just do another example. This was about 3 a.m. This happened in Ocoee in Orlando, close to where Tiger Woods live. I didn't live too far from Tiger Woods. So anyways, the cop trying to pull me over. So I live like 2 to 3 blocks away. So I decide I'm not stopping. I'm stopping at my house. Do you know the cop? I mean, he pull his gun at me. He create a scene, say I was running. I was only driving 5 miles an hour and I only drove 2 to 3 blocks to my house where I stopped. He arrested me for fleeing and eluding a police officer. In America, that's a F1 felony. My bond was $10,000, so I had to pay $1,000 to get out. It's a lucky thing I have a good job, so I just paid $1,000. But guess what? When I called like 2 days later to get my court date, guess what they told me? Oh, charges dropped. So, as I said, I get arrested but was never convicted. But it's still on your record though as an arrest. So if you go get a job, they'll see that you've been arrested. But most companies don't really care about arrest. Convictions is what they worry about, especially felony convictions. So anyways, in court with Mr. Kamaraski and Julia, when I went to get the sentencing for, you know, the resisting officer without violence, the judge said, okay, 2 years probation. If you do good the first year, you'll get off early. So I have to pay $150 a month, you know, check in once a month. I don't smoke, so, you know, I didn't worry. I don't run the streets, so I don't even worry. I say, I must can do probation. Most violation of probation cases that I heard before of people that I know, they either get caught smoking weed, or they was not home at a certain time, they didn't keep a job, and stuff like that. But I wasn't in that category. I'm more balanced. So anyways, even during the period, you know, my probation officer, she always said to me, Chris, Mr. Stowe, you're so different. You gave me no trouble. You keep your job, you at home, all that good stuff, you know? So anyways, I accept the injustice from Mr. Kamaraski and move on with my life. You know, I say, all right, I just do my probation, I'll be off. I still get to keep my job, my apartment, and whatever. So here I was almost finishing the year. I had 25 days left before I actually come off probation. So I wrote the judge who had put me on probation. I said, sir, I did everything that you said. I attend my anger management class. I did this. I pay my money. I'm requesting an early release. So she said, he wrote me back and said, I come to court, etc. February 16, 2011. However, while on probation, I bought a car. So listen this now. I bought the car in May 2010. Now, if people who are familiar with 7-Eleven, as you go into 7-Eleven, right there, you're going to have the magazine, say Auto Trader. So I pick up one of them, 600 cars in the book, the magazine. And I flip the page and I said, no, I don't like this one. I flip the page, and the one car that I said, whoa, I like this one. It was a Lincoln LS, like something like a Lexus, but it's a Lincoln brand, a luxury brand, sunroof, leather seat, very nice. Judging from the pictures in the magazine. So anyways, I said, this is the one I'm buying. The price wasn't that much. I could finish it, paying for it in a short period of time. So I was telling the unstoppable gentleman, said, I don't know if somebody can be on drugs and they don't know it. Cause maybe I was on drugs that day that I buy the car, even though I never take drugs, but just by what happened, I must be overly stupid to buy the car. Firstly, when I went to buy the car, the salesman, he trying to talk me out of buying that car. So I said, bro, this the car I came to buy. Why are you trying to get me to buy another car? Like he knew something was wrong. So me and him now ready to test drive the car. He told me I was about to go on the highway with the car because in order to test drive a car for the transmission to turn over, you have to drive it at high speeds. So he took me on Hillsborough Avenue in Tampa. Of course, you only can go about 30 miles an hour on Hillsborough Avenue, so you're really not going to get the engine to turn over. And unknowingly, I still bought the car. The transmission was no good. So that night, I'm in high spirits. I say, I got it's not my first car, of course, but at that particular time. So I bring it on the highway, you know. When I start to move off, I just hear the engine like, the transmission, the gear's not turning. So I said, don't do this to me, God. I just bought the car today. I bring back the car the very next day. I tell the manager, I said, listen this, plain English. Either you give me my money back or another car. This is a dealership. So it's not like you can't give me a car back. you know. So anyways, looking back, I realized what the manager did. He go on his computer and he Google search the word transmission shops in a particular radius, like from here to here. He randomly circled one. In this case, it was Edwin Transmission located on Hillsborough Avenue. He said, go to Edwin Transmission. The car is under warranty. So I drove to Edwin Transmission. When I get there, guess what? It's a false story, nothing like that. So don't you see that the car dealer was playing games with me and wasting my time? So anyways, I call myself following the law. I did call the police and he told me, you know what? Sue them in small claims court. So that's exactly what I did. So on January 25th, 2011, remember, I only had 25 days left to get off my probation. And I didn't know that my downfall was going to happen on that day. In court, the manager of the car dealership tell the judge he clocked me going 89 miles an hour. Remember, this is not a traffic ticket I'm fighting. I'm suing a car dealer. So the judge said to him, you clock him going 89 miles an hour? You clock him going 89 miles an hour? You clock him going 89 miles an hour? And each time the manager say, yes, yes, yes. And the judge buy that stuff, cause the judge, I don't know if it was rich against poor or black against white. They mixed with Cuban and, because one of them speak English very well, Cuban and white, whatever there is. But anyways, the judge never once asks, what did you use to clock him? What was the speed limit on the street that you clocked him on? Where were you when the judge ain't asked him none of that? Believe me, man, a lot of people might like, why didn't you get a lawyer? That's small claims court. In small claims court, it's just you and the party and the judge and the clerk. That's it.
But
so anyways,
hold on a second. First of all, my question though is, what does that have to do with you taking him to court for a faulty transmission on a vehicle where you buy? What is speed where you're going at the car have to do with anything? That shouldn't have nothing to do with that situation.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. And the judge, they buy that shit now. The judge, nothing tell the judge. So what kind of foolish is this? What does a speed limit have to do?
Exactly, try.
I tell you,
exactly. The car dealer is not no police officer. So how that come about?
I tell you, bro, it's not a speeding ticket I'm fighting. Anyway, listen to this now. The manager tell the judge he was in the car, test driving the car with me that day, and not the salesman. Secondly, he tell the judge I was hiding the car. Hiding the car for what? I'm not behind on my car payments. Number one, they know where I live. They know where I work. I said, man, it's just listen, you know the worst thing the car dealer did to me, bro? I was going to, remember, I have a car and I still have to rent car. Imagine. So I'm going to Orlando to pick up someone. So I rent a car. This was in Plant City. So when I came back to where I left the car, I don't see it. I was like, what the hell? So I called 911. They told me my car has been repossessed. So I said, repossessed by whom? They said the car dealership. When I drive to the car dealership, they're telling me I have to pay the full price to get back the car. Like I'm some dumbass going to just pay $6,000 for what? For a car that's not good? Imagine repossess a car that's not good and telling me I have to pay the full price. Oh, nasty can somebody be, man? Anyways, back to the court case. So, lies after, I remember now, all of us is on oath, under oath. I end on my head and I start to cry inside me. And I'm so hurt. I say, imagine I work 2 jobs night and day to put the deposit down. And look what I'm going through over a car. Anyway, the judge said, give him like some time, make him decide the case. But I already know I lose the case. I ain't got to wait till he make no decision. I see it was white against black, orange against poor. So anyways, remember, I'm not into violence. I'm not into no gang, no badness. I'm a working man. So it's not like I plan anything. So after court, I'm walking to my car. I have a rental. When I turn around, I not even notice that me and the car dealer park in the same garage beside the courthouse. So when I turn around, I notice the manager and the owner leaning on each other and like clipping their hand. We get the idiot, we get him. Listen, man, I lost it right there. So the owner, they're reversing in their BMW. And I look beside me, I see a piece of the asphalt dig up. I take up a piece of it, you see. I see the big back glass windshield at the back. I just mash it out. But the point is, the way that I wanted to mash it out, people, it didn't mash out completely. You know, the speaker box behind the seat, the rear seat, it's as if the window is smashed, of course, but it's just as if I used the brick and put it right on top of the speaker box. It didn't shatter completely as I wanted to, because as I'm running, I'm looking behind, and I could see the fear on those people's faces in the car. And I get in my car, I go home, and I call my girlfriend. She wasn't living with me at the time, and I said, Tequila, I just did something terrible. I know I'm going to get arrested. So I put my keys, my bank card, whatever underneath the gas drum, and I said, Tequila, listen, try your best, come see me. And I thought I was going to get arrested that night. So anyways, the very next day, which was January 26th, my phone ring in the 1 o'clock period, and it was, although it was a cop, because from what he told me, he has to be a cop to know these things about me, like probation, and he mentioned the name of my probation officer, saying he just talked to her. So the cop said to me, listen, I just want you to come to like wherever to make a report. You're not going to get arrested. I just want your side of the story. So he said, all right, meet me at the McDonald's on Martin Luther King Drive. So I tell my girlfriend, I said, listen, come with me, Tequila, come with me, just in case. When I went to the McDonald's, I see the police officer with his car door open, 1 foot inside, 1 foot outside. So as I walk up to him, I just feel somebody grab my hand, my elbow, or my arm, I should say. Guess what? It was another cop. Never to see America again. Couldn't believe it. Imagine all I went to do was buy a car, and next thing you know it, here I am arrested. And listen, I heard of people, even here in Jamaica since I've been here, go buy a car and they get killed, and I guess the people rob them and stuff. But it's almost a similar thing happened to me. You know, you just went to buy a car. That's it. You didn't go to do anything illegal, and next you know it, you get arrested, violate your probation, and end up getting deported. But anyway, before we reach the deportation section,
before you
the
continue,
only
my brother,
good thing.
hold on. Before you continue, let me say this. I cannot continue listening without saying this.
Say it, man. Whatever.
It sounds to me as if you had, I'm not gonna say had some serious anger issues though, my brother. Honestly, it sounds to me like you had some serious
Well, all right. Let me correct that. The point is, let's say I do have anger, but you notice when I lose it, when I get pushed to the limit. So let me ask you, under normal circumstances, let's say the guy, I was indeed speeding that day. Would I need to curse at that cop? No, because I was speeding. Secondly, with the car dealer, if he didn't go with all that bullshit, sending me here, sending me there, and lying in court, would he have been driven to lose my anger? To me, it's justifiable anger.
All right, listen.
I'm not going to see it no other way.
Listen, hear me out. You see, I'm sitting here and I'm listening to you, my brother, right? Now, you say under normal circumstances. Now, situations happen on a daily. Now, I'm not saying it right, you know. I'm not saying what the car dealer did was right, and I'm not saying what the police officer did was right. But situations like these do occur to regular everyday people. Now, imagine if everybody, my brother, where situations like these happen to, decide to them are going to take up a piece of brick off a ground and smash out everybody windshield, we cross them. We would have lived in a very, very extremely chaotic society, my brother. You understand?
Very good point. Good point. But guess what? Let me tell you this. If you go on Facebook, there is a video about 25 different scenarios showing people losing their anger, tearing off people mirror, road rage, different things. 25 different ones. That's what I'm saying. Some people, hey, you know, some people that are telling Jamaica what I did, what the car dealer did to me. You know, the first thing they say, why didn't you just kill him? Cause guess what? What if I had a gun that day?
Thank God you didn't.
Instead of the brick.
Thank God you didn't.
I swear to God.
Thank God you didn't.
Yo, I swear to God, if I didn't kill them that day, I'm telling you. What if I had a gun to show you how angry I was right beside the courthouse? Most people would think twice because they say, shit, right beside the courthouse? You know? To show you how angry I was, bro. I couldn't believe it, but anyways, I'm saying, hey, go ahead.
But you see, the thing is, sometimes you can't let anger get the best of you, though, my brother. All of us have anger inside, you know, right? But it's all about self-control, right? Because you cannot allow anger to get the best of you. All right, let's go back to the police officer situation, right? Me personally, had I been in that situation, it would have gone totally different. Because I go court for fight the case, the officer show up, I got them order me for pay, they fine. I just go pay my fine and go about my business. If I see the officer, I walk past him and go about my business, or if he go right, I go left. I wouldn't say A or B to him, my brother. You understand me? I said, no, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you did not have a right to feel how you felt, you know. And I'm not saying you didn't have a right to be upset, you know. But I'm saying sometimes when you see certain situations and you can avoid it, try if you avoid it. Because listen,
avoid it. Yeah.
All of these things where I tell you right now is what led to the situation where you're in right now. Because had you not go so boom now and smash out the glass, watch out. All right, look at it this way. It costs you big time, more than what you spend on the car. It costs you. Me wrong or me right? That one decision
right.
you make for smash out the car glass cost you way more than
what you spend on the car. There you go. That's true.
So at the end of the day, sometimes the choices what we make, brother, is not always right. That's why you have to think logically and don't allow anger to cause you to do things where you know you're not supposed to do. But that's why I'm saying
you're supposed to do.
It sounds like you had, and I'm using past tense because I'm hoping that you learned.
Yeah, man, had, right.
But I'm going to allow you to continue. But give me 1 second. Let me pay the credits to the sponsor and come right back to you, my brother. All right. No
problem.
Good night to everyone that's checking into the program. If tonight is the very first time, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate everyone that's here tonight. If you haven't shared out the show as yet, please share it out because this is a very interesting one and more persons need to hear this topic because believe me, the general on the program right now is not the only person who has a temper, right, like that. People do lash out. People do get pushed to the edge, right? And people need to hear this one. You understand? People out there who still has that kind of mentality like the general had back then. You understand? But we are going to get back to the caller. But before then, let's pay the credit to the sponsor. The sponsor for tonight's show is none other than Slam IPTV. Now, like I tell you every single show night, that Slam is the TV service where you could get great channels from. All right, HBO, Cinemax, Lifetime, Fox, all of them. Great movies. And we're talking about thousands of channels and movies from Slam. 647-858-4337 is the number to call. You can call them straight or you can contact them via WhatsApp. You can also hit them up on their social media pages at Slam_IPTV. TV. Now, I also want to say big up to the people them who send in a contribution to the show so far. That simply shows say on love the program and love what we are doing over here. So, Iridata, thank you so much for sending in a super chat contribution. Audrey sent in a Cash App contribution. Thank you so much. Alicia sent in a Cash App also. And Kerry sent in a Zelle contribution. Tammy sent in a Zelle contribution. And Shanice sent in a PayPal contribution. Thank you so much. It is appreciated. If you are watching and you would like to contribute to the program because you appreciate what we do here on the program, you can do so by contributing via any one of these methods, Zelle or Cash App on the screen. And we also have PayPal link in the description. All right, let's get back to the guests. General. Yeah, so
right. So no,
what go on after that?
Go on.
What go on after that? Tell me now.
All right. So what I know. Let me make this statement. Remember, I said at the beginning that I was brought up into a Christian household, right? Mm-hmm. So let's say when I went to America, I was still living the Christian life, and the incident with the cop happened. Would I have acted differently? Definitely, because number one, a fruitage of the Spirit. Two fruitage of the Spirit, mildness and self-control. So when you have God's Spirit, you're going to act differently than somebody who doesn't know God. So the way that I reacted to the cop and the car dealer, that would be somebody who doesn't know God or forget God. So you see this incident, remember, you said I lose a lot. Guess what? I lose a lot physically, but guess what? On the other hand, now that I'm back with God, I have to look at things two ways, physically and spiritually. Spiritually, this is the best thing ever happened to me. Unfortunately, it might sound away like, why would he say this is something good when he got locked up for something he didn't do, he got deported? But the point is, it was when I was locked up that my eyes was open and said, Chris, something wrong with your life, bro. Don't you see that? How you getting you don't drink, you don't smoke, you're in a gang, but you're getting arrested so many times over silly things. Something is wrong with your life. So it's when I was locked up, it dawned on me, say, Chris, boy, listen, man, you need to make a change. And yes, I'm telling you, bro, it's the best thing. If somebody was to ask me, what was the worst thing I'd expected to happen to me in America before, apart from getting deported? I would say if I catch AIDS, I would not be surprised because I was a big womanizer. I love plenty women. So if I went to the doctor and the doctor said, well, Mr. Storer, I'm sorry about your test positive, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm expecting it. So it's just like a criminal out there. If you robbing people and selling drugs, where you think you end up eventually? Either dead or in prison. You're not going to be surprised. But the point is, when I got deported, bro, it was the biggest shock of my life. Because usually, I believe deportation is for people who's in drugs and gangs and badness. But look at me. A simple little transaction, lose my temper, I get deported. So anyways, about 5 years ago, the very last girlfriend I had in America, Cheryl McKinnon, real nice lady, she sent me something that she saw on the news with the same car dealership, 1212 Hillsborough Avenue. It was called G&D Auto Sales. So they sell a car, same dealership that got me deported, they sell a car to a young lady. In less than 5 minutes, the car burst into flames. And the dealership didn't want to give her money back. So she called Shannon Benkin, WFLA in Tampa. I always follow her on her page, that she look out for consumers. So my girlfriend sent it to me and said, Chris, look what the car dealer did to somebody else. And when I Google the car dealer's name and I see the reviews, I was so taken back by what those people do to other people. But unfortunately for me, because I'm not a citizen, it ended up much more terribly than what happened for the young lady. And so because it was on the news, the bad publicity, they changed their name from G&D Auto Sales to Gold Motor Sales, so that people might believe it's a different dealership. But as I said, know that I'm back with God. when I was locked up, when I was locked up, it's like God said to me, Chris, I need you to read Micah 7 verse 9. He said, the wrath of the Lord I will bear, for I have sinned against him. Until he pleads my legal case and brings about justice for me, he'll bring me out to the light or look upon his righteousness. So, me getting locked up, coming to Jamaica, this was the effect of it. God bring me out of the darkness. I was in Satan's world with anger, no self-control. I'm not mild. I love to curse at people. I love, But no, I said, I'm looking at his righteousness. And where God said, I was wrathful with you because of the immoral life you was living. But now that you're no longer living that immoral life, I'm going to handle your legal case for you. And guess what? You don't have to spend a single cent. Listen to this, crowd of people. For sure you all me know for God real, brother. May I tell you, when I was locked up, a gentleman come up to me, a fellow inmate, and he said, Chris, God gonna give you everything that you have lost and more, but you can get a piece of beating first. That's what he said to me, Firstly, you see the ticket where the police give me? Remember, before that ticket, I get about 25 speeding tickets. And when me get speeding ticket, people, me I go 96 and 100, because me love go fast, And when it come to paying tickets, I don't pay them when they due. I wait until I get the letter from Tallahassee threatening to suspend my license. And just before I get suspended, that's when I pay the ticket. However, with Mr. Kamaraski's ticket, when I call to pay the ticket, you don't know what the court tell me, say, they can't find it. The only ticket, bro, that I've ever gotten, every other ticket in my life, I get the letter say, your license gonna be suspended if you don't pay it. Up till the day, they can't find Mr. Kamaraski's ticket. Even one couple years ago, I called to make sure my license not suspended. Up till now, they can't find the ticket. I wonder where the ticket there. The only ticket me ever get by pace method, and God don't know that day there I wasn't speeding. But guess what? What a lot of people don't understand, God don't cause bad things to happen to you. He allow it. ALLOW. He allow it. So guess what? He see you going a certain way. He don't stop you. He allow it. For what? For a reason. So he see what the cop did from the very first day with the ticket. He see everything on the elevator. He see and hear the lies that the car dealer tell. But guess what? It was all for a reason. Because on my own, without these things happening to me, I was never going to return back to God on my own. Because I had things so easy. You know what I'm saying? I had things very easy, and life, even when I fall in America, I get back up in no time because I have the resources and whatever is needed. But here in Jamaica now, I have no choice but to turn to God. Usually, as I fall, I got money in my pocket, I got this. I turn to women to get help. But not this time. I had to turn to God himself. And that's what God wanted. Now that he got my attention, I know that he's going to handle my legal case. So anyways, so back to the so me get locked up for the throwing the charge that the car, when I mash out the car glass, the car dealer and the owner and the manager was sitting in the car. So that made the charge more bad. So they charged me for throwing a deadly missile in an occupied vehicle. Let's say that wasn't in the vehicle. It probably would be just being criminal mischief. That's it, or property damage. That's a F2 felony. The same charge as attempted murder. I didn't get charged for attempted murder, but it's the same category, a F2 felony. In court, again, as I said, I don't have a bad background. The only thing I qualify for is probation. So, okay, the judge gave me 2 years probation. So I'm waiting to go to the other county to answer for my VOP, my violation of probation. However, when I first get locked up, there was this inmate. You know, you ever see somebody, they don't do you nothing, they don't do you a thing, but you just not like them, your spirit does not your spirit not take them. It was this inmate. From day one, me not like the boy. And me just pray for the day, for the boy step on me toe. Me just pray for the day. 2 days after the judge put me on probation, there goes the boy step on me toe. Not in a physical way. I was on the phone and he hung up the call. In the party we have some plastic chairs. Man, I used the chair and I beat him. Look, I beat him so much in his head, man. If you see blood, there goes another charge. So things keep getting worse. So from one arrest stem 3 felonies. Remember, before, I've never been convicted of a felony. So from this one arrest, turned 3 felony. So I have the resisting officer with violence, throwing a deadly missile in an occupied vehicle, and battery on an inmate. Of course, with the inmate, I couldn't lie. Everything is on tape. You know, everything is on tape. So the judge gave me a year just for the fight. Unbelievable. Not for smashing out the car glass, you know, just for the fight. So from the very first day that I got locked up, January 26, 2011, till the day that I get deported, June 28, 2012, I was locked up for a year and 5 months total till the day that I touched Jamaica. So when I went to immigration now, this is in Chrome in Miami. Hey, listen, man, I don't understand how men love jail. Because who get joy just looking at another man the whole day? That's so foolish. I said, boy, listen, man, I'll do anything to come out of jail, man. I just be a man, me a look on. No, sir. But anyways, me go Chrome, yo, they feed you good. Me not gonna lie. Me have some people that say, the immigration center, them treat you bad. What I mean, I know about Chrome, a buffet you pick anything where you want to eat. You have flat screen TV, you have AC, dominoes, you can buy biscuit. It's only a freedom you know have. So I liked it, different from the regular jails. So anyway, in immigration court, my first day, the judge looked at my case and he said, resisting officer of violence, bothering an inmate. This ain't really nothing much. So he said you qualify for a certain thing.
You say immigration court. You reach an immigration court. How come?
No, man. You see, after we finish the year in jail, then we go answer from a VOP. After that, now you know the deportation proceedings start. Now you know, because remember they have an immigration hold on me. Yeah, but so they have to transfer me to Miami, which is a 4-hour drive.
You hop over the part. You never mentioned that. All we hear was immigration court. So
yeah, man.
So you get sent up for a year, and then them decide say you're gonna get deported.
No, you don't decide. So you're going to get deported. Them don't decide. It's when you go to immigration now. That's when you decide. You go to court. They look at your case. But from the day one when they get arrested, they have an immigration hold. That means they're telling the court, do not let this person go. Immigration want to see them. But I thought immigration hold means they're checking to see if you're legal or illegal. So I'm not threatened because I'm legal. My mama filed for me. But I was shocked. But anyways, as I said, eventually I reached immigration court in Chrome in Miami. The judge said, like, you qualify for something because you went 7 years without getting in any trouble. And then he said, you have a lawyer? I said, no. So he put it off. I come another day now. He repeat the same thing that I qualified for. Then he said, do you have a lawyer? And I said, no. Soon as I said no, it's like God sent an angel. There was this professor and one of his students. Soon as I said no, they walked into the courtroom and said, I'll take his case. God sent. Anyways, the young lady took my case. The judge put it off one time. So I explained the thing to the young lady. When we go back to court, the judge said, I'm dismissing your case. Listen, man, it's the best set of words I've heard in the whole time I'm locked up. I believe my problem is finally over. Because the judge said he's dismissing the case. Soon as he said that, the state stand up and said, Your Honor, he get convicted for resisting officer with violence. And that's where the world start go down the drain. As I said, the way the judge and the state was arguing, I believe those guys was going to fight. The judge was like, this is my courtroom. You don't tell me what to do. Hey, I wish I had the tape, bro. But anyways, they put it off again, and I realized that no matter what the young lady come up with, I was going down, no matter what. They're telling me I could file an appeal, but I would have to stay locked up to file an appeal. So I said, no, sir. Remember, I'm not used to getting locked up. This thing is killing me. I need to get out. So I said, I just finally make up my mind and I said to the judge, listen, man, just send me home. That's it. I said, just send me home. And he said, all right. And he just, so it's not like they had decided, so Mr. Storer, we're going to deport you. I just made the decision because I realized that eventually they might deport me, but it's going to take so long and I have to sit in jail. So anyways, he said, we're going to deport you, and then the process is so humiliating. I had to go to 3 different detention centers. Oh my God, bro. And they wake you up like 4 a.m. for breakfast. It was just, ugh. But anyways, so I said to myself, I have a lot of warehouse experience. I can get a job when I go to Jamaica. I didn't know what Jamaica was really. I visited twice, like 2 weeks each time. But to actually, even before I went to America, I don't know what responsibility was. Because my parents, my daddy was the chief public health inspector for Hanover Parish, and my stepmom was a nurse. I didn't even know what a light bill is. I just go to high school. I went to STETS first, Herbert Morrison Technical, and Montego Bay Community College. Have 4 CXCs. So I wasn't no dunce boy. But anyways, all that helped me though, eventually in Jamaica. So I come to Jamaica and wow, what a bad start it is. And I read one of your interviews, Unstoppable, with this deportee the other day. He said he got deported with some weed he didn't have and he was having it. I think he's from Portland. I really felt it for him because it is similar with me. I could not get an ID because I left everything in America. So let me back up a little bit. The day that I get arrested over the car, my girlfriend was with me. So I said, Tequila, listen, all you have to do is ban me out. That's it. Remember now, it's my money. All she have to do is go to the ATM, enter my PIN, and draw the money. Before then, I've never gave her the PIN. Because she have her own money. She's one of those independent girls. So anyways, when I got locked up, she put money in my commissary so I could buy food different from the jail food. So the first 2 weeks or so, I get arrested January 26, 2011. So between in the first 2 weeks, she put money twice in my account. She came to see me. So I said to Tequila, if anything happened to me, send my green card, my passport, my license to my mom in Atlanta. I give her my mom address, her number, everything. Anyways, she said she put some money in my account. It take 2 days for the money to go through the system. Here I am waiting, no money. So I called Tequila. She was driving and she was like, what? So I said, Tequila, why are you talking to me like that? What, just because I'm arrested? So I say, all right. So I say, give me the tracking number and the money order. So she give me 2 numbers. When I bring it to the security guard, the security guard tell me, say, these are invalid. It seems Tequila is, back up a little bit. It's as if God tapped me on my shoulder and said, Chris, Tequila about to start steal your money. Close your bank account. remember, before this, I tell Tequila to take $500 from my account. She said, what is this for? I said, you tell me that you send my documents to my mom, so I appreciate it. So take $500 from my account. So up to that point, she only took the money that I tell her to take from it. So as I said, God tapped me on my shoulder and said, Chris, lock your bank account. Tequila about to start stealing money. As I said before I get arrested, she would never do such a thing. I trust her so much. But I guess when somebody see that you're probably about to get deported or you're going to prison, you're not no use to them anymore. So I guess that's what happened. So anyways, I guess she went to the ATM to try use my card and realized that I closed my bank account. I haven't heard from Tequila. Remember, I got arrested January 26, 2011. By Valentine's Day, I haven't heard or seen Tequila ever again. Not even on social media. Like she's probably under another name because she knows she did me wrong, bro. But you know what? For some reason, I'm not mad with her because I understand that she probably see the immigration hold on me. What good is he to me? He's getting deported. But still, but as I said, it's a good thing God tapped me on my shoulder. And I tell my bank, say, listen, I have a new address. Send me a new card. So I give them my uncle's address in Poinciana, and that's how I get access to my money. And, you know, so anyways, come to Jamaica. Oh my God. It was so difficult at first because I don't have no ID. So eventually, you know, you get the birth certificate, and then you have to wait. You can get a voter's ID from the electoral office, but you have to wait almost 6 months. So for the first 6 months, it was terrible. So I started to cut yards because when I was little, I usually cut my own yard. So it was still in me. I never cut yard in America. I not even know what name a waka until I come to Jamaica. So anyway, I started cut yards, walk around in Waterford, this in Portmore, asking people to cut their yard. Those yards small. It's like just $500. So I use a machete, cut the yard, $500. Just buy 1 tin of mackerel, 2 pounds of rice. I'm good for the day. One thing this situation in Jamaica teach me is I know what it means to live on a lot, and I know what it means to live on little. No, when you live in a little, what you think God gonna do? He's gonna watch you and see if you're gonna complain. Because God doesn't like a complaining spirit. So God wants you to humble yourself, even when you're doing bad. You know, be satisfied with what you have. Sometimes I end up have to eat so-so rice or so-so dumpling, but I don't complain because I see it as a test. God is probably saying, Satan is probably saying to God, well, Chris don't know what it means to go hungry or have things hard. Just like Job. God said, Job, he tell Job, you're protecting Job. Take the protection from him and see what happens. So Satan probably said to God, well, allow Chris to go hungry or whatever. And then that's what happened. And, you know, I successfully passed the test because eventually God blessed me. But working in Jamaica, to tell you the truth, bro, I'm in Jamaica, June 28th, I'm going to be here 10 years. And to tell you the truth, I've not accepted that I get deported. I can't because I don't believe it. I think I'm just in a dream, a bad dream. Because ain't no damn way I don't smoke, I don't do this, and I end up getting deported. Over this, I just can't, you know, I just tell other deportees. When I read these stories about the deportee plane coming from UK or America, and they complaining about mashing up families and deport, why are you crying when you was living a life of crime? That's foolish. As I said to Mr. L, one thing I must let you guys know, since I've been in Jamaica 10 years, either every February 12th or every January 26th or every July 20, I call Mr. Jeffrey Kamaraski's phone. I have his job number, and he never answered, of course, but I always leave a message. And I ask him, I said, Mr. Kamaraski, all these years, every day you go to your bed and nothing bothers you to know that you lie on someone and destroy their life. And I tell him, listen to this, God is going to handle my legal case. I just want him to make sure that I have not forgotten him. Because I'm saying, listen, this viewers. After he had kicked me down in the elevator and I get banned out, I went to the investigative arm of the Florida Highway Patrol to make a complaint against the officer. Now tell me, if you attack a police officer inside of a courthouse, let's say he shoot you in the foot or something, or he kick you down like in my case, why would you go to internal affairs to complain? That don't make no damn sense. So if what he wrote in the police report, if indeed I had done that, I wouldn't be crying about getting deported for what? I'm sorry, I'm a deportee, but it's those deportees will get deported for drugs and murder and them nasty. I feel no pity for you because guess what? You can't go to the people doing some stupid things like that, bro. No, I'm sorry, I'm not. Right is right. People bawling about Windrush generation. These guys that get deported, they are not of the Windrush. They do crime. Why are you crying for what? As I said, one time I left a message on Mr. Kamara's phone. You know what my stance is on anybody who attack a police officer physically or run from a police officer, kill it. That's it. That's my stance. Because number one, how much you fight a police officer? You idiot? Kill it and get away with it. That's my thing. If I indeed had done that and that cop shoot me or something, I wouldn't cry because I deserve it. But when I know that it was a lie, I'm still trying to figure out how this happened to me. 10 years later, it still haven't come to reality to say, you know what, Chris, you get deported. I can't accept it. I don't know. Number one, a lot of people telling me you need to move on. But which is true. But the point is, for you to move on from a bad experience, something good got to happen to you to fill your mind and the void to let you forget what happened in America. I'm telling you. Now, with my current financial situation, I'm barely making it. And I'm here 10 years in Jamaica. You know what I would accomplish in America in 10 weeks? But here in Jamaica, that's why I don't like Jamaica, bro. Jamaica is not what you know, it's who you know. This link foolishness, me know where them get that from. You have to know somebody to get a good job. You know? And I don't like it because that hold people back like me who have good experience, you know? And then even when I do work, okay, the best job I got in Jamaica, I was working at a chain of wholesale stores. You know, I check off the meat department. The money that I make working 6 days, that's what I make in America in 6 hours. You know, I feel like a bitch working in Jamaica, man. Believe me, I don't like Jamaica because everything I do in Jamaica, I do it out of desperation. Being in Jamaica.
My brother, let me ask
you. Being in Jamaica, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It just, everything I do, any job I get, I do it because I don't want to do it. When you work a job, you're supposed to love what you do. But if you're going to do it out of desperation, you're not going to be happy. And that's, you know, what happened to me in Jamaica. Right now, of course, I'm not working. You know, I had to resign my job for some untold reason, but it's terrible. But as I said, spiritually, I benefit from this bad experience. I benefit because on my own, I would never have returned back to God. Physically, a lot of people might say you lose a lot, but if you have a spiritual mind, you're not going to look at what you lost spiritually. As the man said to me in jail, God going to give you everything back. So listen, one more real thing, quick thing. My passport. I get back my passport and I didn't spend a single cent. So this is how I get my passport. So there was an article in the Gleaner. I usually read the Gleaner online. And at the end of the article, you can leave comments through disqus.com. So it was about a deportee plane coming from England. So my first line in my comment was, not everybody who get deported is a criminal. And I list everything that I just told you what happened to me in America. I list about 5 or 6 lines. This gentleman named Anthony Reed. He was very moved by the short little paragraph that I wrote. And he said, Chris, send me your contact. And he said, Chris, something is wrong with your case. You know what he said? He said, get your passport. I said, listen, man, in Jamaica, I not even barely can buy food. How am I going to get my passport? Do you know that gentleman sent me the money to get my passport? I didn't spend a single cent. He also said I should get my license. He sent me the money to get my license. But what I noticed in Jamaica, no matter what, how you can drive, you have to pay for the license, whether indirectly or indirectly. So I refused to pay for no license, you know, and I end up didn't get it because it looked like they want me to go pay, you know, $25,000, $30,000 for a license. They must be crazy or something. So I have no license, but I'm just telling you, since I get my passport back, as I said, I didn't spend a single cent. So everything that I lost, I know God going to give it back to me because I repent. My heart is different from the old me. As I said, let's say I go back to America and I find myself in a situation with the police like this again. Guess what? I would not even curse at the police because my thinking is different now. I would just leave it up to God. But unfortunately, at that time, as I said, God wasn't with me, so I didn't have mindless and I didn't have self-control.
Let me ask you a question, man.
Go ahead, my brother.
Let me ask you this question. Earlier, you said it still hasn't registered. You didn't use register, but basically that's what you're saying. It still hasn't registered
Right.
why you got deported and why you end up back in Jamaica. Let me ask you this very simple question. Do you accept wrong or blame for anything that you did while you were in the States?
All right. Well, depends what I did wrong. Okay, let's say before I get the ticket, everything before that I would blame myself. Yes, everything before that I would blame myself. Because as I said, I'd forget about God and, you know, wasn't obeying the authorities. But regarding the ticket and the car, I don't blame myself. To me, that's justifiable anger because number one, from the get-go, if they had told the truth, I wouldn't do what I did.
My brother.
I wouldn't curse at the officer for number one, and I wouldn't go get up one day and say, wait, what am I going to do today? I feel like my short somebody car glass. No, I wouldn't do no stupid thing like that.
Listen what I wanted. I'm trying to get at. All right. You stated yourself that you were arrested, not convicted, but arrested a few times. You stated that, right?
Right. Yeah.
You stated yourself that you got several speeding tickets. You said that, right? Now, put aside the section where you said the officer lied about you assaulting him and all of that, right? Let's put that aside for a second. You admit that you tell the mother, you tell him, say, the F word. You admit that part there, right?
Of course, definitely.
All right. You admit to having a back and forth with him in the elevator, right?
Verbally, that's correct.
Right. Now, let's move away from that situation. The car incident, you admit to getting so angry that you pick up something and smash out the back glass, right?
That's correct.
Now, I want you to answer this simple question for me now. All those scenarios that I just asked you about and that you just admitted to, you don't feel like all of them combined are enough reasons for them to say, you know what, this man is a liability to us here in the US, let's send him back to Jamaica? You don't see that, you don't see none of those things as reasons.
I'm not going to say yes to that.
No,
because
I'm asking yes or no. Just simply say no if you don't.
No. I would say no.
Why?
Because without those things happening, remember, before those two things happening, immigration have never had to come to me or have a hold on me for anything, even though I get arrested for felonies. So take out those, let's say those two things never happen, right? I wouldn't be in this situation. I would be still continuing my life. Maybe I probably would get in some other trouble.
No, but
maybe.
But you made a very valid point a while ago. Let's say they didn't happen, but they did happen, my brother. That's the thing. They did happen. So at the end of the day, you have to take accountability for the things that happened. These aren't things that people did to you, These are things that you did to yourself. Let's be honest about it, right? We already came to the conclusion that yes, you got so angry that you lashed out and you reacted. But at the end of the day, it was your actions that led to this. Now, listening, it sounds as if you still blame the officer for all of this that happened to you. And in actuality, it's not the officer's fault that got you deported. If you listen to your story, my brother, if you listen to your story, when you went to court, right, you got probation. You didn't get deported at that point. It was after you smashed out the glass and violated the probation, you got charged and sent up for that, my brother. Think about it. So you getting deported was not because of the officer, Yes, I do understand that that's what put something on your file, but he is not the reason why you got deported. You got deported because of the second violation.
I'm not really fighting the cause of the deportation. What I'm fighting is I shouldn't be on probation from the get-go. That's me I talk about. I should not have been on probation from the get-go, as nothing else would have happened. Listen, remember I told you I had 25 days left to get off the probation? Let's say I'd gotten off the probation and then smash out the car glass. I wouldn't get deported because guess what? Immigration wouldn't have a hold on me because I would have able to fight my case outside. Still keep my job and still keep my apartment. But because I was on probation, I wasn't supposed to be on probation from the get-go. If he had a valid reason to pull me over that day.
And what if I tell you you're wrong when you say you probably wouldn't have gotten deported? Because let's just say your probation time had expired. You passed your 25 days. And another incident happened where you smash out the car glass. You go to court and get convicted for that. The judge send you up for a year. Immigration can still deport you just for that, my brother.
But what I try to show you, say, the reason why I get the year is because I violated the probation while I was locked up. I didn't violate outside, I violated 2 days after the judge put me on probation with the fight. So that's why I had to stay in jail so long. The judge gave me a year just for that fight. But as I said, everybody gonna have the different viewpoint, right? Regarding what I said. But to me, my thing is why I blame the cop from the get-go. I should not have been on probation. I should have never gotten that ticket because it was a racist ticket. He just used that for an excuse. While here in Jamaica, and I read about a lot of black guys getting pulled over by the cop, and in 3 minutes they're dead. 3 minutes, It's the same thing happened to me. Only thing say it wasn't a physical thing.
Well, my brother,
it wasn't like a physical death.
I have some advice for you. Because you said, I think I heard that you say you're trying to sort out your immigration thing and to make your way back to the US. That's what you said, right? You said you're trying to get
God may wait pan. Me and my own now do that. God may wait pan.
All right, let me give you this little bit of advice, and I'm sure the viewers will agree with me. You need to stop calling the police officer and leaving voice messages. You need to stop doing that. No, don't laugh. You need to stop doing that, my brother.
Why you say that though?
You're trying to get back in the States, right?
But I threaten him.
But it's still a
fact. I don't want him to live up to realize the wrong that he did to me.
My brother,
I don't want him to forget it.
My brother, it's still a form of harassment. So if you're
one time I called his boss, right? Even when I was locked up, I wrote to his then boss. And then since I come to Jamaica, he's a new boss. You know what they told me? they said whether he is guilty or not, I'm not going to reopen the case. That's what they told me. You know, what I'm trying to figure out, what if there is actually a video on the elevator and they hide it, they're hiding it? Because that's possible. With America injustice system, the prosecutors will do anything to get a conviction so that when they open the law offices, they can boast how much conviction. That's what I'm saying. Either there's a cover up, because if you look at this, he had gotten police officer of the year for making 40 DUI arrests. And then when I read some other stories on Facebook, you have cops planting drugs and lying about doing certain things in order to get promotion. I was thinking maybe because he's trying to get this cop of the year thing, he probably do that just to make him look good. Or there probably is a video on that and they're not showing it to me because they know that the camera would prove him so wrong. You know what I'm saying? But I understand the point, still, you know. I understand the point. Anyway, go ahead.
You do know that if the U.S. Embassy should get wind of your feelings towards this officer, they will put a ban on your name totally, right? You know that, right? If the U.S. Embassy get winds...
I'm not hate the brother. I'm not hate him, you know?
No, but
tell the truth.
No,
right now.
It's not even
right
about...
now, I have a forgiving spirit.
My brother, it's not even about you hating him, you know. But for the fact that you still hold on to this situation so much that every single year you call him and leave you know, say all of them voice messages where you leave can be used against you. Think about it. Though you're not threatening him, you know.
Listen, I'm not even worried about that, brother.
I'm just saying, you say you try to, you say God, you and God are sort out things. But I'm just saying, you have to think smart.
So listen this. Let me ask you this. If you had gotten somebody locked up or you did somebody wrong, right? And every year the person call or remind you, does that not tell you something? If you was his boss, wouldn't you say, I wonder if this guy is right? Why would he be calling year after year? Something must be wrong. Why don't I call the other cops? I've been arrested so many times. Why haven't I called the other cops? Is it because they're not guilty? No, because I'm telling you, even I rent a car one time. I didn't return it right on time because they have my card and file. Do you know I get arrested for grand theft auto? Almost about 20 guns around me that night there. But guess what? The very next day or two, they dropped the charges because they realized I didn't actually steal the car. It was just a mistake. I didn't call the cop or arrest him because I see the cop eye me, you know. I see my eye me in the traffic. I'm my eye me. Him not pull me over, you know. Him read up on the radio. I would say, suspect heading such and such to Colonial Drive. And when we reach Colonial, me not call, you must time police, me I go east, them I go west. And the police turn around and give me a speeding ticket, say him steer way over this one clap me. But guess what? Me not fight that. So guess what? I must have a reason why I keep calling this guy and reminding him. I don't want him to forget me. I want me to be his worst nightmare. That's what me want.
I do hope
the same ticket where him lie and bring me down, and the same ticket I gonna bring him down. Because me know, say, as I said, somehow I believe a video gonna surface of exactly what happened on that elevator.
I do hope that,
and that will clear my name.
I do hope that you
listen. It's not about going from me, you know. It's not really about going back to America. It's about clearing my name. You know, so for me, there Jamaica 10 years. My parents turned their back on me because I get deported. Up till now, they don't know the truth about what happened to me. They have never sit down and said, Chris, tell me what happened. Up till now, because it doesn't matter to them. What matters to them is I got deported. But they don't know the story. You know what? For the truth, the number one reason I want the truth to come out is for my father to hear the truth about what really happened to me, why I get deported. That's it, you know. It's not necessarily say going back to America. It's just my name to be cleared. And the bottom line is what happened on that elevator. That's it. If tomorrow, right now, they say, you know what, Mr. Storer, refine a video, but you're not going to come back to America, but we're going to compensate you for your loss. I move on because I just want the truth. That's it. What happened on the elevator July 20, 2009? Did Mr. Storer physically attack you? And the video going to show so innocent. He just stand up with his arm and you kick him to the ground just because you're white and you have the power and you know the court's going to believe you. That's it. That's all it boils down to. But can I prove it? No. So unless God do something for me or a video surface that Mr. Storer is indeed innocent, that's all I want. It's not really about going back to America. I would love to, yes. You know, I miss my self-confidence. I miss my go-getting spirit, this competitive spirit I had. At my job as an order puller with these different companies, I'm number one or number two every night. They call me Turbo, Top Dog. You know, I'm praised. I'm up on as the best in my department. I miss that. I can't get it here in Jamaica because these guys, number one, they don't pay you what you're worth, and secondly, they don't care about experience. You know what I'm saying? I miss that about me. I miss my love that I had before. I need that back. I need the love that I had before, the go-getting spirit, this hard-working individual. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel appreciated working in Jamaica. I work because I ain't got no choice. You see? But so right now, as we yet speaking, I'm just in so much debt right now. I mean, almost 10,000, the equivalent of 10,000 US dollars. Rent, light, everything. Just, you know, it's just like a dark period in my life. And I just found out about you the other day, just by Googling, you know, the Deportation.com, and I see the things, Unstoppable, and I decide so I'm gonna contact you. And I appreciate this moment, believe me. I appreciate this moment. I just hope somebody in authority will hear my story and really look into it and say, you know, he cannot be lying about something like this against Mr. Kamarovsky or the car dealer, especially the car dealer telling the judge he clapped me going 89 miles an hour, and it's not even a speeding ticket I'm fighting. Drove me to the point of insanity. Let me lose my temper. As I said, it seems like I had a temper problem, as you said, but it wasn't an everyday temper. I don't get mad every day. It's when I'm driven to the point. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not the only one. As I said, if you go on Facebook, you're going to see people tearing off mirrors, smashing glasses, doing all type of things. But does that make it right? No, because this new me, I wouldn't do no such thing like that. As I said, I would not even curse at a police officer again. And even with the car dealer business, I would just leave it to God. That's it. But unfortunately, at that time, I wasn't thinking about like God. So I just took matters in my own hand. And unfortunately, that's what it turned out to be.
My brother, I do hope everything works out for you. But one thing I'm going to say, however, is that you're in Jamaica right now and you say, you know, obviously we can hear that's not where you want to be. You don't want to be there. Obviously. You tried going anywhere else other than Jamaica? I mean, other than the US?
All right. So the other day, you know, I thought this was going to be the answer to my prayers. So this gentleman had sent me a link regarding a job with Qatar Airways, which is in the Middle East. And so they invite me to a interview thing up in New Kingston. And I swear, I said, this must be the answer to my prayers, because I said, if I get this job, you know what I'm praying for, brother? I just want something good to happen to me for me to forget about America. Let's say I get a job paying me $100,000 a week and I'm not struggling like I'm doing now. That will fill the void. But when I'm here hungry and, you know, I don't know where my next meal is coming from. I don't know where my next dollar is coming from. I'm always going to remember first thing, Mr. Kamarovsky, the car dealer, because it's right there, Chris. Look how you're living now. And look at the life you usually live. That's it. So if something happened, I swear I was going to get this job in Qatar, but I didn't get it. Yes, I didn't get it. Maybe God is saying, you know what, I have something better. I don't know. As I said, the way my life set now, everything is about God. I'm waiting on God. I'm waiting on a miracle. Really, what I have is hope. Hope for what you do not see. That's what I have.
I'm going to
Faith.
say, I'm going to say something to you right now. You're not going to agree with me, but I'm going to say it. You say you're waiting for something to happen. You just want something to happen for you to take your mind off of America. Let me tell you this. The only thing that needs to happen is for you to change your way of thinking, Chris. Honestly, that's the only thing that needs
So let me ask you, how changing my way of thinking gonna help my situation? That can't help my situation, brother. I need physical help.
You want me to tell you why you need to change your way of thinking? I'm going to tell you why you need to change your way of thinking, my brother. All right. Yes, you've been dealt a bad hand, right? You end up in a Jamaica. The situation is already what it is. Now you are there. All you need to do right now is take your mind off of whatever happened in America. Take your mind off of that and focus on the situation presently, right? And try to make a way out of the situation where you're in. You see, you're caught up on what happened in America so much that it still a pull you back, Chris. You probably not even see that. It a hold you back, my brother. The situation that happened, it a hold you back and you not see it. So you need to let go off of that and focus on. You say you've been in Jamaica, what, 10 years now?
Yeah.
And 10 years later, things has not turned around for you, Chris. Why you think so? Because Jamaica is that hard?
Trust me, brother. Trust me. From my perspective, Jamaica are for just for the politician, boy them, and them rich friend. That's it. You will kill yourself or you're not see no good because number one, the money where you get paid, even when they raise minimum wage. What's the point of raising minimum wage when things go up 200-fold? It don't make no sense. So they look at money, and that's what I'm saying. For me to forget what happened to me, would have something, as I said, real good if it happened to me. If you say, you know what? All right, guess what? Before getting deported, the worst thing happened to me in America was I find myself homeless one time, but not necessarily sleeping on the street, but I had to sleep at a shelter a couple days. But in 2 months, next thing, I'm washing dishes and then I'm working at like KFC in the evening. In no time, I'm back on my feet and I'm driving again. Up to that point, I didn't remember that I was homeless. Because why? Because something good happened to me for me to forget that. So it's the same thing I'm praying to happen to me in Jamaica. Let something good happen to me that when you're hungry in Jamaica, you don't know where your next meal coming from. You don't know where your next dollar coming from. You're always going to remember the bad thing that happened to you because there's nothing to fill the void.
Your father.
If you're going to suppress it, if you suppress it and say, you know what, I'm going to forget about America starting tonight. If you want to wake up tomorrow, guess what? Do you know where your next dollar coming from? Do you know where your next meal is coming from? No. But because Chris, something happened to fill the void, Chris, you still got to think about the bad that happened to you.
But Chris, thinking about what happened in America is not filling the void either, my brother. All that is doing is making you angry and more frustrated and holding you back. It's not pushing you and propelling you forward, my brother. It's not motivating you to want to do better in a Jamaica, my brother. You thinking about what happened is only going to hold you back. Is what I'm saying. You say your father lives in Jamaica. Your father, he's been in Jamaica all his life?
Yeah, man.
Your father surviving in Jamaica?
Hold on. Remember, me tell you, my father was the chief public health inspector for Hanover Parish, brother.
But yet, more you answer the question.
Big job that man.
But Chris.
Of course, those guys are set. My dad wasn't like me, who was young and go America and do foolish things. He's more settled and stuff. So he's not going to make the same mistake I make.
Chris.
But I guarantee you, if I know, initially when I went to America, if I had just stayed with God, I doubt my life would have turned out this way. I doubt it.
Chris, may I go give it to you?
Anyway, go ahead.
May I give it to you right now, Pato?
Whatever, man. We're having a discussion,
Listen,
you know. So talk to me.
One no dead, no dash away. You hear that saying there, right? Stop giving up on yourself, my brother. Because you give up on yourself as far as being in Jamaica goes. You feel like the only way to make it is if you reach back in the States. You feel like the only way you can survive is if you're not there in Jamaica. My brother, you have to make a way for yourself. You understand what I say? And like I said, the reason why I ask you if your father is surviving in Jamaica is not because of the position where him have or the position where him did have. Why me ask you that? The reason why I ask you that is to show you that him still make it in Jamaica. Him never make it outside of Jamaica. So the possibilities are there. My brother, yes, I understand Jamaica may be hard, you know, Chris. I understand Jamaica not easy. But at the end of the day, it's the mindset and what you decide to do for yourself that makes a difference. You understand what I say, my family? I have people right now in Jamaica who did not go to college, did not have the best high school education neither, but them start up something down there for themselves and earn. So Chris, all I'm saying is the mindset, my brother, is what it starts with. Stop thinking so much about what happened in the US and use that energy to propel yourself forward and think about, okay, what is the next step? What can I do right now to move forward, to better myself?
You need an opportunity to move forward, brother.
And
you need an opportunity to move forward.
How are you going to get that opportunity, Chris? How? Tell me. How do you think you're going to get that opportunity? By waiting on somebody to come and put it in your lap? Is that how you're going to get it?
Not necessarily.
How?
No.
How are you going to get it?
You know, listen, brother. Let me tell you this. I have a little, it's not a registered business, but since I've been in Jamaica, because I can clean very well, and I can, as I say, I cut yard, but I cannot even short my machine. But guess how I do it? I hire workmen, they cut the yard, but I weed and do the scraping up and I just pay them. But the point is, it's not like I've just been here, I've just in the business a couple of years. It's not like I get a call every week or every day where I can survive. You understand? But I tried. I did try. It's not like I came here. All right. When I look at some deportees, right? The same foolishness they usually do in America, selling drugs, and they come back to Jamaica doing the same thing. That's foolish. If you selling drugs in Jamaica, in America, and you come back to Jamaica doing the same thing, what's the point? Isn't that a sign to say try something different? I didn't when I come here, as I said, number one, I wasn't into badness from morning. You know, my whole point since being here in Jamaica is returning back to God, but at the same time, I still have to provide for my physical needs. So yes, I was cutting the yard, I have a team. Even now and then, I get a big project paying me 60,000 Jamaican dollars. What I do, I hire a workerman who already have a team with 2 or 3 workermen. So I just pay him $25,000 and I pay 2 other persons to scrape up and I get the rest. But the point is, it's not constant. It's not every day. What I want is something constant, you know, to say, all right, Chris, you can do with this or do with that. Right now, I spent $6,000 for police record for CB chicken. $6,000 that I didn't have up till now, bro. Because I guess I don't know nobody, you know, who you know. I apply to Wisynco, I send my resumes to these big companies. People telling me I have experience, but I don't have the qualifications. And to me, I don't see why a piece of paper should prevent me from getting a job. I have the experience. Mm-hmm. In America, I only have a GED. That's it. And how I get so good jobs, all I have is a GED. And I did my GED in 1 day. But here in Jamaica, it's who you know. It's who you know, it's not what you know. And to me, that's what's holding me back. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If I can get a decent job where I can let me forget the bad that happened to me. It's just like a woman who got raped. She's not going to forget what happened to her overnight.
What kind
It's going
of
to
job?
take her years. It's the same thing.
What kind of job you're seeking, Chris?
Right now, I've been trying to get a job with Kingston Wharf or Kingston Terminal. But those companies pay very well, I heard. It's located on the wharf. But guess what? You know how much time I send resumes to them? But it's who you know. That's the point. I don't know nobody. As I said, just last week, I give a young man who lives close to me my resume to drop off at Kingston Terminal. He say he knows somebody in HR. But that doesn't mean I'm going to get the job. You know what I'm saying? But until then, you know what I'm doing now? I'm cutting yard with this guy. He having some yards because he's been in the business a long time. I just get $1,000 per yard, which is give and take in US dollars about what, $5 or so. So that is just for buy food for the day. You know what I'm saying? But I want something more consistent. You know what I'm saying? It's not that I'm trying, but I'm just saying my whole hope that, when you have hope that you might not have a way out, but God have a way out. It's just, probably God just waiting on the right time. You're just saying, listen, you got to bear what you're going through because you was living a life that was not pleasing to me in America. So you have to go through some trials for now. But as a gentleman in jail said, God going to give you everything you've lost and more. But you're going to get a piece of beating first. And I believe I'm going through my beating. To me, that's what it is. But one thing with God, God doesn't allow you to go to a point of no return. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even if you have to eat salsa rice or salsa flour, the point is he still provides. You're not going to get steak every day.
All right, Chris.
Oxtail every day.
Slow down for a minute, Chris. Slow down for a minute. All right. Let's do this. You say right now you're doing some landscaping. Let's call it that for now. Because it's not registered or anything like that. You cut some grass.
But it's not every day, bro.
Right,
Let me try to show you. Me can't tell last me get a call.
Chris, slow down. Slow down.
All right.
Right now you cut some grass and thing and you earn some small change. Where in Jamaica you say you're located presently?
Portmore.
You're in Portmore. All right. What would be, you say you try to get a job on the wharf. Put that aside. What would be a comfortable salary for you presently? If you could get that for a salary, what would it be?
To tell you the truth, if me get a salary right now, I pay me $50,000 a week after tax. I think I would be comfortable.
50,000 a week.
I think I would be comfortable. 50,000 Jamaican dollars a week. I would be comfortable. It's way below my worst, but guess what? At least it's better than what I was getting before, even as a supervisor. But if I get something like that, that would give me some confidence and say, you know what, Chris, you're getting it back. And probably that will propel me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just waiting on that call, one of those resumes for somebody to call me and say, listen, come in and whatever. But as I said, somebody say, you have the experience. Even the supervisor job I get. I only had 3 months supervisor position before that, experience. And I was surprised the owners, they give me the job, because I even tell them I get deported, but because I tell them why I get deported, because since it wasn't the drugs or gun or whatever, I get the job, and guess what? I was one of the best supervisors, but it was a contract thing. This another thing I like with Jamaica, this contract thing. When the contract up, they not renew it right away. So where I go do? Where I go do till then? And when you're in a contract, you can't really buy nothing long term, because what if they decide, so listen, when the contract up, they're not going to renew your contract. There you're stuck with a house note and a car note. What you going to do? And that's another reason why I don't know. A lot of people say they don't know how me no mad. So because I just cannot accept this.
So what if one of my viewers right now, Chris, who wants a handyman around the yard, hear you and decide, say, boy, them want to give you a job to be the handyman with the help around the yard, cut the grass, cut the land, stuff like that. But them want to pay you 25.
But hold on, brother. Hold on, let me tell you this. I will even tell cutting, listen to statement and I hope you understand it. Cutting yard is not my calling. Listen, I not even can sharp my machine. Me don't know how to do edging, me don't know how to do all of that. Me just enter the business from like me just get people to do the work. So and the man so would have to know how to cut grass. Me not even know how to use a whacker. That me I try to show you. Me don't know how to fire a machine. Me just know how to get the work done by hiring men to do the work, and I'll just do the scraping up and the weeding. You know, my expertise is in, like I just said, something on the wharf, warehousing, something like with Cinco or something like that, as in management, not just regular. You're not going to get $50,000 as being an order picker. You know what I'm saying? But I'm willing to start somewhere because I know how to impress. You know what I'm saying? I know how to impress. You go get a job and you just work your way out. You know, just like with the last job I had, you know, I proved them that they're like, this is a different supervisor. He's scrubbing walls. He's doing this. No other supervisor never do that. That's it. I just want to put my foot in like Kingston Wharf or Kingston Terminal because I know those guys pay good. I just want the opportunity. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sitting down, you know, I'm just hoping to get a call. But unfortunately, it's not every day I get a call to do cleaning or to cut a big place. You know what I'm saying? It's just a joke. Some people, you're going to go through a drought period, and next thing you're doing good. Right now, probably just my drought period. You know, that's it. It just, hopefully the drought soon end and rain start fall again. But maybe this opportunity that you gave me might get a listening ear and something might change for me, which I'm hoping.
Well, Chris, if anybody wants to reach out, I will definitely link you if anyone reaches out to me wanting to assist you.
Yeah, man, I'm on Facebook too, and Messenger, so then people always send me a message.
All right, let them know how to find you.
And I really appreciate it, my brother.
Let them know how to find you. Tell them just in case they want to reach out.
Yeah, man. So, so if you go on Facebook, you see Christopher Storer, you're gonna know it's me. Trust me. I think I have one burgundy plaid shirt. And then, of course, you tap on message and they send me a message, which is automatically going to bring you onto Messenger. Yeah. But send me a message first instead of a friend request. I'm not like a lot of people who have 4,000 friends and you don't know them. You just send me a message and I just respond. And I'm on Facebook every single day. So, you know, and I'm on, well, if you need to contact me on WhatsApp, this gentleman with Unstoppable can give you my contact number if you come down to that.
Yeah, man. Once they reach out.
Thank you again for the opportunity. I appreciate it. Okay, bro?
Yes, my brother. Blessings and all the best.
All right, cool. Yeah, man. All right.
All right, Unstoppable family. There you have it. You heard from Chris right there. His deportation story, which went on for about 2 hours because we've been here 2 hours now. Boy, Chris is a handful. I'm not telling a lie. But, you know, the man has big dreams and he has dreams for better. Right? And I do wish Chris all the best. You know, Chris. You never know. Things may happen. But, Chris, take my advice, my brother. Stop calling the officer. All right? Just take my advice. I know you're still, you know, probably angry and bothered by the situation, but stop calling the officer. Now leave no voice messages. No worry about all of that. You know, and just focus on rebuilding yourself. All right, Chris? Cake and Tim, my sister, go on. Big up yourself. Thank you so much for sending in a super chat earlier. You know, while Chris was talking, I never want to interrupt him and big you up. But big up yourself, Cake and It's always good to see you. And also, Charlene sent in a cash app. Big up yourself, Charlene. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. You know, true, you know, anybody who have on a nice yard at Jamaica and thing, you can't give Chris a job. You understand me? I say, if you don't want to land, cut and thing, yeah, Chris, you understand? You know, PM if he cut the land and make him make some money. You know, though I see someone and say, boy, Chris kind of stubborn. You understand? Chris not like to listen. At the end of the day, you understand? At least him want to work. Alright? So if you're not there, and you have a nice house, a Jamaican thing with a nice big pretty land. Though Chris say him not really know how to shop mama shit and thing, but Chris can get the job done. Alright? So if you're not there, I don't want to, hire Chris, reach out, and we give you Chris number, and you can reach out to Chris and say, Chris, I want you to come do a job for me, XYZ, this is what we pay in or how much you charge or, and take it from that. Alright? Because we can hear say the man want to work still. You understand what I say? Yeah. No, young, it's not him calling, but the man say, him still get the job done. You understand what I say? Yeah, man, him get the job done same way. That is not his calling, but him make sure say the job gets done. At the end of the day, one thing the way you need to pick out what him say, even though that is not his calling, him we hire people to get the job done. So what that say? Him have the idea to start a business, get employees, and all him need is just the volume for come in, Think about it. Him have something there, He has something there. Him just need the volume. You understand what I say? So, yeah, let's get him some volume if you're in Jamaica. And that's not a joke thing. You understand what I say? If you're in Jamaica and you want somebody who can, sort out the yard and thing, call up Chris, give Chris the contract. Alright? Well, Stush Pumpkin, it don't really matter whether him don't want to work or him want to hire people. At the end of the day, that's an entrepreneur. But Chris, we go there go get him hands dirty. The man saying we go rake up the grass and thing. Remember, him not lie. Him say him no know how to shop, nah machete, but him hire people to come in and do the work and him we go rake up the grass after them done cut it. You understand? So, at the end of the day, that's what an entrepreneur is. Somebody who, you understand, come up with the ideas and start the business and, start it from nothing and make it turn out to something. Alright? So, as we say, let's get it there. Alright? What I said, geranium. That's a name. Big up yourself. Thank you so much for that super chat. I do appreciate it. Gilroy sent in a super chat as well. Thank you so much, Gilroy. I do appreciate that. All right. Big up to all of the people who contributes to the program, and keep it going. Kimisha just sent in a CASHAPP as well. Thank you so much, Kimisha. All right. I want to keep the program going, So I do appreciate Uno 100%. All right. And also, love. Lovell says him can start a YouTube channel. Lovell, Chris now want to start no YouTube channel. YouTube channel takes time and effort and energy and whole heap of sleepless nights. Believe me. Starting a YouTube channel is not as easy as people think. Believe me when I tell you that. Alright? Yes, anybody can record a video and upload it. Yes, anybody can talk and anybody can do all of that. But you want me to tell you what makes YouTube hard? Being strong enough for wait and reaching the goals where YouTube require you to reach. Wayne, thank you so much for that super chat. Speaking of that, as a matter of fact, the other day someone reached out to me and the person said, Unstoppable, I just started a YouTube channel, and I really need to get to your level. And I responded to the person and I said, it's good that you would like to get to my level, but getting to my level did not come easy. The person said, what you mean? And I explained. It took a lot of sleepless nights. It's still taking sleepless nights presently. Exactly, Mel. It takes a lot of consistency. You understand? We put in the work for this. It's not like we just jump up one day and boom, we channel just take off. That is not how YouTube works. You have to put in the time. Alright? There are nights when me no go to my bed until 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, because I'm editing a video to make sure that I have content to upload the following day, and then during that day I'm recording again to have content to edit throughout that night to upload that other day again. So we had sleepless nights because with YouTube and these social media platforms, you have to be consistent, as Mel said. If you're not consistent, you're not going to make it, because consistency is the name of the game. All right? So believe me, anybody out there who is considering to start YouTube or start any one of these platforms with the hopes that we can make a heap of money off of YouTube, and the money is there to make. But believe me, to reach my level and other content creators like me level, you have to work hard. Believe and trust me when I tell you that. You have to work hard. And a lot of people reach monetization, because you require a certain number of subscribers and a certain number of watch time to get eligible for monetization. But a lot of people reach monetization and get disappointed because they're pushing so hard, and them say, yo, I want to get monetization, I want to monetize, and then when they finally get to monetize and realize, say, a month pass and them probably only make $5 for the month, them get disappointed because they must say, but me not make no money. But what they don't realize is that you only make $5 for the month because you no work. If you no work, you no get paid. If you no put in the work, you not see no money. You understand? So with these platforms, you have to put in the work. You can earn great money off of these platforms, but you have to put in the work. So a lot of people reach monetization and give up after them. She say, boy, they not make no money and them not get no views and them this and them that. But it's not even that you can't earn. It's just that you have to put in the work in order to see good returns. All right? So I'm just elaborating on that a little bit to the people who may be considering that, hey, starting a YouTube channel is the way to go. I'm not saying no. I would tell anybody to do it. At least that's a good side income for you. But if you're going to do it, don't start it with the mentality say, yo, me I go start a YouTube channel because I go make enough money. Start it with the mentality say, me I go start a YouTube channel because it's something I'm going to do that I love. So at the end of the day, when the money now come in as fast as you want it to come in, you're not going to get disappointed and decide to me I go stop. All right? And Mel can tell you, big up to my friend Mel, TikTok is the new place where you can go make some more heap of money right now. So if you don't, and TikTok even grow faster than YouTube, so you can go over TikTok and go create on the TikTok account and kick off on and reach on 10,000 followers over there on TikTok and start make some money over there. Even though TikTok not pay no money like YouTube still, but TikTok, apparently I heard TikTok only play a little bit of money. Yeah, but yeah, so social media is really the place right now where you can earn, but with all these platforms, it takes consistency, it takes dedication, it takes devotion, and it takes time. All right, so anybody having that idea, just know, say, if you are going to jump in it, jump in head on and no slowing down. All right. Yeah, man, Cynthia, TikTok are going with this thing right now. I'll me over there. That old boy, yeah. At first, me that's a TikTok for young little pitney, but right now, I'll me over there going with my thing. My followers are jump. Yeah, man, my followers are jump on TikTok, but the people them love me over there. At first, when TikTok they just come here, I said, oh, me I go over TikTok for be a little pitney over TikTok. But believe me, yes, hey. But TikTok, you see the weirdest things. I swear. You see the weirdest things on TikTok. The weirdest things. Things where I see things on TikTok that I've never seen on YouTube, never seen on Facebook, and never seen on Instagram. Because over TikTok, everybody is there. Everybody is there expressing themselves and being themselves on TikTok. That's what I like. That's what I like over there. You understand what I say? The people over TikTok is of all types. You understand? There's a guy over there that I love to, I just love to go up on him TikTok page and check him out sometime. He has no lower jaw. Like, I don't know how much I want to ever come across him on TikTok. Like, his lower jaw is gone, and when him have like a one of them speaker thing there, where you talk through as in voice box. It attached to him right here. So him only have the upper part of him face and the lower jaw gone. But he has a barrage of followers. And he goes live. And then there's this other white guy where my life go up on film page too. I was listening to him last night and he was telling how he ended up how he is presently, his present condition. So an entire side of his face is gone. Believe me when I tell you a while ago, say you see the weirdest things on TikTok, me I tell you some of them. This guy, an entire side of his face is gone. Literally gone. Like him have that side here, but this side gone. Like seriously fall in. So if him turn so, you see like half a face. If him turn so, you not see nothing. Literally. Right here so, it's like him chin fall up to where him nose supposed to be. Him nose have like a hole like this where him nose supposed to be. Like right here so. Right? Now listen. I was listening to him last night and he was explaining why he looks like that. And he was saying that he attempted suicide using a shotgun. Him say, him put the shotgun right here so under him neck and squeeze the trigger. You know hear me people? A man put the shotgun under him neck and squeeze the trigger. That never kill him. You wanna get what me I say? That did not kill him. But he mash up him face. That was the first time. Him attempt suicide a second time. But this time him put the gun on this side, him left side of him face. And the shot fly through the left side of him face. Come right as remember me telling you said there is a hole where him nose supposed to be. The shot fly through him left side of him face. Go straight through, mash up the whole of him nose and come back, exit out through the right side. That did not kill him. Now, imagine somebody putting a shotgun underneath them chin and squeezing the trigger. You would have expected that somebody then not gonna survive, right? You would expect that person would not survive, right? But him survive a shotgun under him chin. And when that no work, him go put the gun on the left side of him face and squeeze the trigger. The shot fly tear off him nose and exit the right side of him face. And that still not kill him. Right now, he is one of the most loved over there on TikTok and the whole of him face mash up. Literally mash up. And he has millions of people following him right now. And the reason why I listen to him is because I mean, I find it inspiring to know that whatever he was going through, you know, him attempt to end him life so many times and still here right now and proud of himself and loving himself despite him face being disfigured. That's why I find it so motivating listening to him, because when you hear him talk, despite the man face mash up in a man, nobody know you wouldn't. If people see you go look on it, Lord, what happened to him? You know people mindset. But he has millions of followers following him and watching him every single day and every single night, and he is proud of himself. He's not shy. He's not embarrassed. He's not insecure with how him face look. No. Let me tell you, say, I've seen a lot of things over there on TikTok. I tell you no people. I've seen a lot. There's this other, I think he's Asian. There's this other dude. He goes live. He has no arms, but he paints using him foot. Him nah no hand people, but the man paint using him foot. And him have millions of people following him too. I don't know, for some reason Instagram always I send them kind of people they on my For You page. So me always I see them. Him use him foot and draw some great paintings. And when him go live, millions of people are watching him paint with him foot. May I tell you? Fly Girl, I would have to go on my TikTok account and try to find him. I can't remember his name right off the top of my head. I would have to go on my TikTok account and try to find him. Right? There's this other girl. She knits using her toes. She knits using her toes. Because she has no hands either. So she just sit down and she turn on her camera and she use her, you know, like how people that use an eagle and the thread and knit, her 2 foot them she use with her toe them and a knit. Believe me. You know, so like I was saying, TikTok is the place where right now everybody and everything you find over there. And you know, I just find some of the things that I see over there amazing. You know. So that mindset when me did have at first, I said, boy, I'm not go on TikTok because I'll be a little pitney over there and I know my age group and nothing over there. So for me, I was wrong. You understand? I was wrong and I actually like it over there. So if you don't know on TikTok, you go open a TikTok account. You understand? I make sure say if you're over there, follow me. It's unstoppableltv 1 over there on TikTok. See it? Anyway, family, big up on yourself. I'm going to run left on the right now. I've been here far too long. All right. Thanks to everybody who supported. Thanks to everyone who continues to support the platform. And listen, if you're listening right now and you have a story you want to share, that is what this platform is for. Reach out. Send a message on WhatsApp 754-317-5747 and just say, Unstoppable, I have a story I want to share. It is that easy. It doesn't matter what your story is about, as long as it is your story, your truth, you are welcome to share it. And it doesn't matter how long ago it happened or whether it's something that is happening presently. You are welcomed on this platform to share your story. All right, because everybody has a story. Don't forget that. All right. And your story may just help someone else that needs to hear it. 754-317-5747 is the number. Send a WhatsApp message and say, Unstoppable, I have a story to share. And also, family, I want to ask you again, please, if you love and appreciate this platform, sign up and get your badge, all right? Your badge is a way that you can support the platform, all right? Just sign up, become an official subscriber. Over there on Facebook, you can sign up as well. Just look for the button on the page that says subscribe and just click it, sign up and subscribe. YouTube, you can do the same. All you have to do is look for where it says subscribe and you can sign up to become an official supporter of the page. All right? No, YouTube, look for the word that says join. All right? Yes. Oh, I haven't seen that one, Mel. I haven't seen that one. Maybe it's because TikTok knows the kind of things I like based on the things I click on. Probably that's why they suggest so much of them kind of things to me. All right. Family, much love. Thank you so much. And I will see you all on Monday for another program. Stay blessed, stay safe, stay strong.
Feel the music, 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 move your waistline, move your shoulders, feel the music, move your waistline, move your shoulders.
Music got me feeling like them way up. I like dancing. You like dancing? Put my feet up